Hi, this is Sandra Booher with Louisiana Cajun Mansion. You know, I spend hours each day going over day trips and making suggestions for people. And many people at the end of the day always say, we don't want to just go where tourists go. We want to go where the locals go. And there are several hidden gems here in Cajun land that I want to share with you. So this is just the first of several series of day trips that I've put together. The first place that I recommend in this trip is to go to Avery Island. You know, Avery Island is very beautiful. It's got a couple of things there, like the Tabasco place and also Jungle Gardens. Now, Jungle Gardens in itself is extremely unique. It has a Buddha there that was given to Mr. Ned when he's the owner of Avery Island in 1936. That Buddha is 900 years old. And it sits today, and it gives an Asian twist to the gardens, and it's absolutely beautiful. People flock there and worship that Buddha also. There's also something called Bird City, where hundreds of thousands of birds flock there. Mr. Ned started that colony several years ago with all of the white birds. It's also very common for bird watchers to visit Avery Island and be very satisfied by the time they leave there. There's lots of wildlife, egrets and alligators and raccoons. And the other thing is there's lots of bamboo there. Mr. Ned, the owner again, many years ago planted 64 different types of bamboo, and he became somewhat of an expert when it came to the bamboo. So there's lots of that going on there. And then there's also the Tabasco place. There's a plant, and you get to visit and see how the Tabasco pepper sauce was made. Now, about maybe 5-7 minutes from there is Jefferson Island. Jefferson Island is very unique and beautiful in its own way. Jefferson Island sits over a salt dome, and there is Rip Van Winkle Gardens. There's the Jefferson Cafe. There's the Jefferson House. That is there. There's a gift shop, and there's also a little theater that shows you the disaster that happened in Lake Penieur on Jefferson Island. Now, Rip Van Winkle Gardens is somewhat of a semi-tropical garden. The Jefferson House belonged to Joe Jefferson, who was an actor, and he built that house in 1870s, and it became his winter home when he wasn't acting. This is where he came to do hunting and fishing. Now, all of this sits over Lake Penieur, and I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a disaster in the 1980s where Texaco drilled into the lake, and the lake actually turned permanently from a freshwater lake to a saltwater lake. When that 14-inch bit, Texaco's 14-inch bit, actually entered the salt cavity, 11 different barges got sucked up into this huge whirlpool. 65 acres were totally went into the dome, along with the drill platform, and there were 55 employees that escaped unharmed with no casualties, and that was totally due to year after year worth of planned evacuations. I remember my father always talking and being very, very proud about their safety program that they had, and he earned many safety awards from that. There's also a theater behind the gift shop that shows the actual footage of this disaster. The gift shop is really nice and cool, where you can get different gifts that you can take away. And then there's also the Jefferson Cafe. It's a quaint little restaurant. It's very beautiful. It sits over Lake Penieur, and you can actually see where there was a mansion at one time, and you can see where it was because there's still the stack of the fireplace that's left there. And it's very pretty. You get to sit either in the glassed-in porch, or you can sit outside under the beautiful and stunning oak trees. It's very nice and quaint there, beautiful in every direction that you look, and it makes for a really good lunch or late afternoon snack. And when you leave Jefferson Island, just minutes away is a little quaint town called Delcambre, Louisiana. And as I mentioned earlier, it's the shrimp capital of the world. Well, I recommend that you pass there and just grab a small half order of fried shrimp as a snack, and and try it, because it's the best shrimp that you will ever put in your mouth.